Hi guys, it's Mrs. Kavanaugh again, and I have yet another great story that I'd love to read to you this week. It is a story about an imaginary friend. And an imaginary friend is one that exists in our minds and our hearts, but might not be real to other people, but it is a friend that's very real to us. And during this time, when we're home with our parents or grandparents or other family members, sometimes it's nice to get away and imagine that you're somewhere else. And sometimes when you do that, you imagine that you're with a friend, and you might create this friend. He or she might be a person, or as in this case, might be a little chubby friend named Beekle. So I'm going to read this story to you. The name of the story is The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend by Dan Santet. He was born on an island far away where imaginary friends were created. Here they lived and played, each eagerly waiting to be imagined by a real child. That's his imaginary land. Every night he stood under the stars, hoping for his turn to be picked by a child and given a special name. He waited for many nights. But his turn never came. His mind filled with thoughts of all the amazing things that were keeping his friend from imagining him. So, rather than waiting, this was all of his thoughts that he was thinking about. Why his friend wasn't quite ready to imagine him. While he was waiting, he did the unimaginable. Let's take a look and see what he did. He sailed through unknown waters and faced many scary things. But thinking about his friend gave him the courage to journey on. Until he reached the real world. The real world was a strange place. No kids were eating cake. No one stopped to hear the music, and everyone needed nap time. Then he finally saw something familiar, so he followed. It was another imaginary friend, probably doing the same thing he was. He had a good feeling about this place, but he looked everywhere, and he could not find his friend. He climbed to the top of a tree and looked out, wishing and hoping his friend would come. See if you can spot him. He's right there. But no one came. He thought about how far he'd come and how long he'd waited and felt very sad. Then he heard a noise below. Hello. There's the hello. And on this next page, my kids always laughed, and I wasn't quite sure why. Here's Beekle. But I wonder why they laughed. I still don't know. Oh well. So here's the little girl who said hello. Her face was friendly and familiar, and there was something about her that felt just right. Beekle and Alice had many new adventures. They shared, oops, I missed a page. At first, they weren't sure what to do. Neither of them had made a friend before, but after a little while, they realized they were perfect together. So it's kind of like real friends. At first, you might be a little shy. And then you learn a little bit about someone, or you just laugh for a minute, and then things are perfect. Beekle and Alice had many new adventures. They shared their snacks. They told funny jokes. The world began to feel a little less strange. And together, they did the unimaginable. And this book was written by Dan Santat. Here is his son. Oops, where is it? Here's his son, Alec. And if you notice, Alec is wearing a crown, just like our friend Beekle. And if you read the author's note, you find out where the name Beekle comes from. When Alec was little, he used to call this a beekle. So this was the story, The Adventures of Beekle, the Unimaginary Friend. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are doing well. I miss you all so much. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.